Cassandra Lee Morris. Followed by Christine Marie Cabanos. Erika Harlacher. And last but not least, Lizzie Freeman. Coming here. I know most of you are returning, but it is Lizzie's first time being here, so please give her How is it to be back in Hawaii?
Amazing.
Awesome.
So good. I love it.
Awesome. We love that you guys came back, so that tells us we're doing something okay.
Yeah, invite us back all the time. Yeah. Just come back all the time.
All right, we will take note. You guys, request them if you want to see them back. But yes, great to have everyone here. So have you guys have all met before? Have you guys ever done a panel together like this?
The three of us have.
Yeah, I don't think I've done one with you, Lizzie.
Yeah, I have not. I'm still kind of baby in the industry. So.
Hey, that's awesome. Well, you've had a great group. One thing that I'm really happy about is we have a very great panel of 4 very strong female women who do really great, strong characters. So, I guess I'm just going to jump kind of into some general questions. So in the voice acting industry, you know, what is it like being a woman in VA?
It's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, I know, that's like very broad. But anything, like, I guess you guys have all, I mean, at least 3 out of 4 have had fairly long careers in VA. Yeah, how has it changed over the most recent years?
Well, I will say this. So, there's like, I feel like we refer to like different generations of voice actors. At least in LA, we have like the old guard.
Yeah. Yeah.
People that have been doing it longer than us. But I feel like we're like transitioning to be the new old guard.
Yeah, which I don't love that name.
Oh, well, but I feel like it's cool. Anyway,
Maybe Grand Guard.
Grand
Grand is like
that.
grand, you know,
I
it's
mean,
not old, but
Yeah.
Grand.
I feel like it's cool though, you know, it shows that we have like wisdom and, you know, we've been doing this for a long time. But anyway, I mentioned that because one of the old guard once said to me, there's already so little female roles that we all have to fight for them. And I was thinking like, that's not necessarily true in anime and JRPGs, which I feel like I have anime to thank for having so many amazing roles, because in Western animation, I was looking around, and in like Western video games, there are less female roles.
There are.
But in anime and JRPGs, there's so many amazing female roles. Like we, the 3 of us are here for Toradora.
yes.
Taiga was an amazing character to play. Very layered, a lot of different sides to her. She goes through like a huge growth arc throughout the entire series. And then in video games, there's so many like badass female fighters in JRPGs. Granted, some of them have like way too much cleavage, which I feel like work on that a little bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
But when I'm recording it, I'm not really thinking about the cleavage. I'm thinking about like, how do I make this like a badass bitch?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, excuse my language, it's like so early in the morning here.
That's alright, we're PG-13.
Yeah.
So like for me, I don't know, I really enjoy working in anime and JRPGs for that reason. There are so many amazing layered female roles.
Like, you guys in like Hyperdimension Neptunia, that entire game
yeah.
is like all females, and then there's like so many, especially video games that I'm in, that just like the rank of females is so, like the list is so long, and like so many of like us female VAs are in it, and it's just nice that there's room, you know, there is room for everyone.
Yeah, like the Persona franchise has so many like strong female characters, and yeah, I don't know, I feel like I'm not surprised that an old guard person said that to you, because I think it was like that back then, but since we've started, I think it's been pretty cool. It's been pretty good.
Yeah. And I'd like to add that, like, as indie animation is growing, I feel like there's a lot more creative freedom there, and a lot more female characters are coming through in the indie animation scene, which is really nice to see.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Well, that's awesome. Speaking of like games versus like anime and animation, what are some of like the really like big differences that you notice when you voice different types of mediums, like video game versus animation? Like, do you find that there's like a really big difference in the work that you do?
Well, the process is different for
Yeah.
each of them. Video games is like very fast, and we have a lot of content to get through because it's hours and hours and hours. So we're basically just going down the line of all of our lines. And hopefully we get context for everything, but sometimes we just gotta blast through. Sometimes we don't. So, but I like dubbing specifically I enjoy because it's kind of like we're coming in at the last stretch and we get to see everything.
Yeah.
So it's nice to not really go in blind and kind of like finesse your performance to the picture and stuff like that. And then, you know, original animation is nice because you have the freedom to perform freely. You don't have to match lip flaps, and you kind of can just, you know, fast and loose and just.
Yeah, and sometimes with Western animation, you get to be with other actors.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is nice. I like bouncing off of other actors in real time. For like anime and video games, we're recording by ourselves, 99.9% of the time. And you just have to trust that the director will direct us all to sound like we are actually talking to each other.
It's actually kind of a feat that we do sound like we're talking.
I know. Honestly, yeah, I feel like if people watched the process, they'd be like, oh, well.
Yeah. We have the directors to thank for that.
Yeah.
Shout out all directors.
Yeah.
Yes. I find that video games are just, it is a much bigger workload, and you don't get to see everything, so yeah, we miss context a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I do like that about anime. We can see everything happening in real time as we go, and it helps me to be able to be more immersed, but we have to do the timing.
Yes,
Yes,
the timing of the lip flaps, yeah. And for anime, we usually do, since we're timing it to the lip flaps, we'll do like one take while we're doing it, and then they finesse it, and then we'll do a second take. But for video games, they're like, give an A and a B take, and then if we like it, you'll hear a beep, and then just go to the next line. Yeah.
Awesome. When you voice video games, do you ever play the games? Just out of curiosity. It's okay if you don't. I'm just always curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah. I'm always just curious because I know not everyone's a gamer. I'm definitely not a gamer.
Yeah, I play Persona. I have not finished Royal. I'm like 110 hours in, which I feel like is really impressive, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I played the first half of Final Fantasy VII with my husband. We stopped right before we got to me, which was unfortunate. And Genshin Impact I also played. Yeah, it's really fun. I like that I can just play on my phone, so it's easy.
Yeah. Awesome. I did want to ask, like, as you guys have been in the industry for so long, is there ever like a role that you've done that you want to just shout out, things that people don't know you've done, or things that maybe like you wish people ask you about? I know yesterday we found out, I think it was Adam MacArthur was the voice of Geek Squad.
Oh.
Yeah. He had to record 1 through 600,000. 1, 2,
Oh my God.
so on and so forth.
Wow.
But yeah, just if you guys have anything like obscure that you may have done that you want to share.
Okay, have you guys heard of Mr. Otsumatsu?
Yes.
So underrated.
Yeah.
That, I feel like, that's some of my best work.
It was a great show.
It's
funny
just so funny, and I wish that more people knew about it, because even as we were recording, I was laughing so hard at some of the sketches. Dead. I don't know. I feel like it should have gone on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
I think it was supposed
It wasn't
to.
fitting, yeah.
It was supposed to, and then it didn't. I mean, I don't know what
Licensing.
happens. I have no idea, but it did come out on like DVD, Blu-ray, and oh god, that's my favorite. The
Yeah.
character I play is like it's like a love to hate her kind
Right,
of thing.
yeah.
And she's so like vapid.
Yeah.
And like stupid. That's why she's so funny.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Brand New Animal. I play a character called Jackie, who's like a little tanuki boy, and he just talks like this the whole time, and he's just like crazy. He does little like, and I'm like, oh, it's so funny. And nobody watched it, and I'm like, dang it.
Did anybody watch Dragon Pilot?
Yeah.
Me and Erika are in Dragon Pilot, and like I never hear anybody come up to me about it, but it was so funny, and I loved being Hisone, and she's so hilarious, and she's like a very monotone character, like talks like this all the time. It's like hilarious. So if you guys want to like a funny one, I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, my husband and I actually watched through that one.
Yeah?
And every once in a while he'll be like, how to do that dragon show with you and Christine?
Yeah,
It was
this
so
is
funny.
good. There should be a second season. I don't know if there is.
Right?
But there should.
Bummer.
And there's one. People don't always know that I'm in it, and it's not an obscure game. But I was recently in Super Mario Brothers Wonder. So if any of you guys played it, I'm all the little poplin like toads, but they're flower heads. So I give you all the wonder seeds at the end and stuff, and I had to speak in like a. I had to make up the language, so everything is just like wahoo and stuff. Like that. So yeah, if you play it, that's me.
For me, I'm sorry. If you guys do like, back to indie animation, there's a series I'm in called Hands Up that's about 2 alien cops, and I play one of the main characters. She's the orange one, and it's just super underrated. The guy who made it made another series that popped off called Ina, so it's his other cartoon, and it's really good.
Oh, and what's Hands Up? Is it like a team game?
It's a cartoon.
Oh, it's animation.
Yes, and it's really cool because it has like rapping in it.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
So you get to rap?
I do.
Ooh, I feel like you need to watch just
Do you
for
some of that for us?
Yeah.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
And they actually just released a vinyl album, which is really cool.
Ooh. Okay, so buy the vinyl album.
Yes.
Cool.
So Hands Up by
Wow.
Joel G. It's really cool.
The people have to bring you the vinyl to sign.
They do.
Yes, so if anyone can find that vinyl down in Taylor, go get it.
Has anybody ever come to you about Violetta? You guys know Violetta?
One time a girl did, and she came up and started singing one of the songs, but I didn't dub the songs, and I was like,
You didn't?
no.
I
And I was like, well, my character didn't sing.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, what are you singing? And she was like, Violetta! And I was like, oh, cool! And I felt bad because she was a really big fan, and I didn't know, I didn't watch the show.
It
so
was a
I-
live action Disney show.
Yeah.
Where is it from?
It's a Spanish show.
Spain?
Spain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was one of Christina V's character's lackeys.
I was too.
Oh, wait. Really? wait, what? Were you? They said like absolutely, obviously.
Yeah. Was I your opposite person?
Oh, okay. Guess we were both yelling us now.
No. I'm the mean person's lackey.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
I got us mixed
Oh,
up.
okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know what we're talking about.
Anyway, yeah. Live actions.
Awesome.
I know you guys must have a lot of questions, so I'm gonna open it up shortly. You guys can actually start lining up if you have questions to ask. But before we do, I just wanted to ask, is there anything that you've not been asked at a convention that you wish someone would ask? It doesn't have to be about a particular work, just anything in general. Anything you'd like to just throw out into the universe.
Ask us about our pets.
Oh, can I ask about your pets? Please, tell me about your pets.
Yeah.
I have 2 cats. Their names are Binks and Dipper.
Oh, I love it.
Binks is a super big, fluffy black cat named after the Hocus Pocus cat.
Agree.
Yes.
Love it, love it.
And Dipper's an orange. And he always has a perpetual blep because he had to have a surgery to have his teeth removed. And he's
Like
his
his
tongue
tongue
sticks
like-
out.
His tongue sticks out.
So, and they are precious.
Oh, I love that. Does he have like the orange brain cell energy?
Yeah.
Okay, love it.
I actually do get people asking me about my dog all the time because I post pictures of him and his face. His face is crazy, so people are like big fans of him.
Listen, I host a Thanksgiving party every year, and we were like, I invite them, and I use her dog's face as the
image.
Oh, I love that. It's so
It's like
funny.
his eyes face 2 different directions.
Yeah, and that particular photo, we had put a hat on him, and he looked like he was seeing more flashbacks with his hat on. So people ask me about Gus all the time. He's doing well. He has 1 brain cell, maybe on a good day, and he's a good boy.
Yeah, I don't know. People remember they ask me about my pets. I don't know if they know I have them. So I guess I don't post it very much.
Oh yeah.
But I have 2 dogs named Sid and Lulu that we rescued. They're like poodle somethings. We don't know what they are.
Hey, rescues are the best.
Yeah.
I work with a rescue on my free time, and really, always such a big part.
They're the sweetest, and they don't necessarily like to cuddle, they tolerate each other. But one of them is blind in one eye now, and so they're getting up there, but they're really sweet. And
They're sweet. I love them.
Okay. I'm just gonna have to explain and don't judge me until the end of the story.
No judging.
I have 1.5 cats. And I would say 1.5 horses.
The front half or the back half?
Okay.
I'm assuming it has to do with function.
So we had 2 cats, a gray and white and a black and white, Jocko and Little Guy. When I had my baby last year, the black and white cat moved out. He was so pissed. They have a cat baby. Yes. He was like, I am not the center of attention anymore. Screw you guys. I am going to the neighbors who feeds me and lets me in their house. And he didn't come back for a month. Not even lying. And I was like, okay, you can come back, I get it. The gray and white one was just like, look, I still want to be part of the family. Can I just sit next to you and the baby? I'm still here. Please, I'm just here when you want to pet me. So that's my one. The half is the one that moved out. Recently came back, so he's been in and out. He has a cat door. Came back with such an attitude. Came in hissing at the gray and white one, growling, trying to guard the food. And I was like, no. This is not acceptable in my house. Get out. So I kicked him out now. So we're having it's a rough patch, I would say.
You're
You
going
sound like a
through.
tumultuous teenager.
Yeah,
we do.
You're like, I'm sleeping forever.
Pretty much. But it's I know he's getting fed by the neighbor because his belly now drags on the floor. So
He's well taken care
he is taken care of. It's just I'm not tolerating that attitude in my house.
That is fair.
Yeah.
And then so I own a horse, Allie, but I have her leased out to a little girl. Well, she's 12 maybe, and she loves Allie so much, so that's cool. But then I'm leasing another horse named Ernie, who's just looks like a large size of Allie. So that's why I say I half own him, because he has an owner, but I am leasing him for a year. So he's mine for a year, and then Allie's always mine, but she's kind of Nina's right now.
I was confused because I got her as a gift a brush that said Allie on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, then I saw Ernie and I was like, wait, do you still have Allie? No, you still have Allie and an Ernie brush?
Yeah.
No. The thing about Allie is she loves being pampered and brushed, so I could spend an hour doing that. Ernie is just get this over with. I don't like it, but just get on me and we'll have some fun. So you don't need to get Ernie a brush because he doesn't like it.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And that's my pet story.
Wow. That was very, very exciting.
Together you have 3 pets?
Yes, all together you have 3 total pets.
They do.
I like how that came so full circle. I'm glad that you all have pets, and
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Any other questions that you wish would be asked, or things you just want to share and put out into the universe? I know it's a very broad question, so no pressure.
I feel usually I'm I hope I can talk about this, but I can't even
I know, this is not happening right now.
It's not happening. Do you guys have hidden talents?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah.
Do you have a hidden talent?
How do you?
Whoa, is it cricket? Okay, wait. Okay, this might not work. I just learned how to do it, and it only works half the time. Hold on. I did it first try!
I love that.
Maybe it'll be a nature documentary.
I had to get a whistle double for Violetta. Because I can't even.
I can't whistle. No, yeah, Josie had to be my whistle double for the game.
My husband was my whistle double. Because I realized it's non-gendered. You can't tell if it's a boy or a
Yeah,
girl.
whistles are, they're just whistles.
So, did anybody used to make that sound in 3rd grade with this one? Where you're oh my
Whoa.
Just takes me back.
Maybe that's why I became a voice actor. I was obsessed with making this
We're
sound.
going around the playground being like, hey guys, and everyone was like, what is she doing?
Pretty much. The only bird call I know is the cuckoo bird thing.
That was the most impressive.
Thank you.
The most.
So I guess it's bird calls?
Yeah. Oh, that's our other talent.
Cricket
Cricket
calls?
kids. Yeah.
Cricket calls?
They all kind of fly.
really cool.
Yeah, actually, I heard that. I didn't realize you were doing it.
I was like, oh, when you're on a panel, if someone makes a joke that doesn't land, you should do it.
That's a good idea.
Oh,
Well, guys, please line up. Please ask some questions. We would love to hear what you're thinking.
ask us things.
Yeah.
We want to know.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're the MC?
Yeah.
Okay. You had kind of mentioned earlier that, voice acting for video games can feel very kind of, you got to work straight through the process. Erika, you get to be my example because we know you best from Genshin, from doing Venti. When you first started doing Venti, it was kind of, you got a little bit of that sense that they were kind of piecing together the lines and maybe you didn't get quite the whole story behind it. So the question to the wider group is if you're working on an ongoing project like Genshin or something like that, where it's not just a one and done voice acting gig, do you start to get more and more of a sense of that character and build it in and kind of keep that in the back of your head for when you're doing the recordings?
Yeah, totally. Like Genshin specifically, our director, Chris Biella, he plays the game and he's like a big fan of Genshin. And so I know, like, whenever I go in, he'll be like, all right, so here's what's going on. Here's what's happening with all the Archons. Here's what you're doing. You show up drunk in a barrel, because of course you do. And I was like, cool, awesome, sounds good. So yeah, at the beginning of the process, we were definitely trying to figure out what the character was. And we did more of the, like, battle lines, which are separate, as opposed to, like, all the storylines, which is kind of one. Genshin is nice because they show me the whole script of the scene that I'm doing.
Okay.
Actually, no, I lied. They haven't been doing that recently. But Chris tells me what's happening between the lines, so it feels like I have the whole scene going on. It's definitely, I think same with Persona. Like, I feel like I know On so well now that when I go in for any of the millions of spin-off games that we do, I'm like, cool. I kind of, before I even know what's going on, I'm like, On's probably thinking about some snacks, and she's gonna be sassy to Ryuji, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
I will say also, with ongoing projects, if the developers know that the audience resonated with a certain aspect of the character's personality or a certain line, they will lean into that and give you guys what you want to hear and see.
Like when we recorded for Royal, suddenly we were all saying "for real" so much. Which I feel like we maybe said it a few times in the base game, but everyone loved Ryuji saying "for real" so much. So then we all started, so now we all say "for real" in a lot of the games.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Oh, I recognize you. You were at Sahimi yesterday.
Oh, yes, you were.
You got like your beautiful cosplay today.
Wow, so pretty.
Yeah.
I wanted to say thank you for helping voice so many strong female characters, and I wanted to ask if you could reprise any role, what would it be?
Oh.
We have been reprising roles lately, which has been fun.
I know, I feel like I've had so many reprisals lately, and
yeah.
I'm like, this is back. Wow.
This is coming back, which is fun.
Like Chris Recoil, bring it back.
Aww.
I love that show.
Yeah.
Did anybody ever play Bravely Default?
Yes.
I was talking to a fan about that yesterday. We were talking about you, and I was like, she goes, "Murder," and they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, I would love to be a Dealie again and just record some.
Yeah.
Wish.
I would love for more Hunter x Hunter to come back, and so I could reprise Kurapika. He never got a conclusion. I mean, nobody really did in the show because it got to 130 something episodes, and then the manga wasn't done. So they were like, surely it'll be done soon, and then it's been 20 years. So yeah, I would love that.
I would love for K-On to come back.
Oh.
Yeah, I want the series where Azusa is the leader of the high school group, and then we cut to college version of the other girls. Yeah, I loved that was the first show I ever did was K-On. And that's how I met Cassandra and everyone. So the show means a lot to me, and I would love to revisit it.
Yeah. Oh, I also wish we dubbed season 2 of Yuki Yuna as a hero.
Yeah,
I know. I was so excited. It was gonna be us on the main team.
I know.
And then, bummer. Whatever.
And then I just got stuck being like
I know, you were just like
a crippled
dying.
mummy.
Yeah.
And then that ended.
And I was like, don't worry, because in season 2,
I come back.
Yeah, you've got your big moment, and
And
then
it
we
didn't
didn't do it.
happen.
Which is
Oh.
perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Congratulations on your new contract.
Thank you.
And what's the measure in your contract that prevents you from being replaced by artificial intelligence?
Oh. Not really anything. I don't think there really is one right now.
Well,
It's like,
it's a hard question to answer because it's evolving so quickly and everybody's scrambling to figure out
yeah.
how to work with it in a way that makes sense for actors and producers.
I think right now they're like, it's opt-in if you want to have your voice be used by AI. But then also if you don't opt in, then they don't use you. So it's like not really opt-in, you know? So I don't know, it's still being developed. So I'm hoping as AI advances so quickly, then we will also quickly advance.
Okay, actually, I would like to say this. Okay, guys. You guys are consumers of media, as am I.
Yes.
I honestly think that if I were to watch or play anything that was solely computer generated, it would be weird.
Yeah.
I do not want to listen to a computer. I don't care who trained it. I do not want to listen to a computer acting out human emotions.
Yeah.
That is weird to me.
Right? Yeah.
It's the antithesis.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the whole point of art is that it's a human expression.
Exactly. There's no
So,
soul. There's nothing.
I feel like AI can do so many cool things. What if it did my taxes for me? That'd be great. What if AI worked on finding a cure for cancer? Whoa.
Yeah.
So cool. Stay away from art.
Yeah. And
I don't want a computer to paint a picture for me.
No, it's weird.
Yeah.
You can tell, and I don't care. I see people on Twitter being like, look at this amazing scene that this AI created. It's taking over the world. And I'm like, hold on. It's not.
I feel like
Wait, one thing.
Yeah.
You guys remember NFTs?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like in a couple years we're gonna be like, oh, remember AI voiceover?
Yeah.
And it will have the same reaction.
I really hope so.
It's just, okay, art is what makes humans kind of so special.
Yeah.
We're the only creatures on the earth that can create art.
I did see an elephant
want to
painting
give that
picture
to
once.
machines. That's fair. But you know what I mean? That's special about us.
Yeah. I agree. And I feel like when people are like, look at this amazing thing, it's not amazing when it was generated. I feel like it's amazing when I'm like, whoa, a person, that was in their brain, and then they somehow translated it. Because I did art for a long time, but I'm like, I recently have started trying to do digital art so hard. I'm like a not a digital artist. I'm like a acrylics artist. And I'm like, cool, I can see it in my brain. How do I put it onto the screen?
That's the trick.
It's so hard. And so I feel like when I see a digital artist that made like an amazing piece of art, I'm like, how did you do that? It's magic.
And here's another thing, like, okay,
It's really opening a can of worms.
I know. Way before digital art, okay, I went to go see a Van Gogh exhibit like last year, and I looked at this painting and I started crying. It was so beautiful to see this work of art in person, like a foot away from me. I'm like tearing up now because I don't know, it just hit me, and I could see the emotions on the canvas, like every brush. I could
see
feel
the
it.
strokes,
I
yeah.
could feel it through all the brush strokes, and then I read, because they always have like the little. I'm such a nerd. I always read the little blurbs on the side, and it told me like what Van Gogh was going through in his life at the time, and I was just like, I can feel that by looking at it, and I'm not gonna feel that with any piece of art created by a computer.
The blurb on the side will be, this computer
Yeah.
was 6 months old and going through a really hard time of everyone saying, don't create art, computer.
No.
But it did anyway.
Can you imagine what, sorry.
I will not be consuming any AI art. Thank you.
Just imagine 20 years from now, we're seeing Cassandra Glasgow,
cause a resurgence of like physical like sculptures that like AI can't make because like it's not
I
digital.
want it to swing, because I feel like we're swinging in one direction on the pendulum, and I feel like we're getting to the point where we need to
swing back. Yeah, but I'm all for bring back sculpting because when you go see marble sculptures, I'm like, how did they do that?
Oh yeah, it looks like fabric.
Yeah, because you can't mess up when you're doing that with marble. If you mess up, it's ruined. Yeah, I don't think you can glue it. So bring that back.
If cassette tapes can come back, and they have, I believe that marble sculptures can come back.
Yeah. All you sculptors out there, I'm waiting for you. It's your time. Hello. Sorry. What's your question?
Am I allowed to ask two?
Sure.
So my first one is for all of you, and it's what is your favorite role that you voiced?
So hard.
It is really hard to pick. It changes like daily.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I mean, okay, Tyga from Toradora will always have a special place for me.
Yeah.
But also just like Morgana from Persona 5 is so fun to play. I got to play it for so many years. Like that's also special. So,
Yeah.
Anytime I voice a recurring character, it's like hanging out with an old friend. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this guy. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It feels like you just kind of fit back in, and it feels comfortable and fun. And like I love, like now I'm Chiemi again in Blue Exorcist, which I love. And I always say like Minori from Toradora is always going to be one of my favorites because she's like off the wall, and she's not off the wall. Like when I play Mako, it's off the wall, bananas, crazy into the stratosphere. But when I'm Minori, I still have a humanness, and they rounded her out so well, and she's complex even though she's quirky and stuff, which you don't always get in anime sometimes.
Yeah.
So I love being Minori.
Yeah. That's why Ami from Toradora is also always going to be one of my favorites, and I think it's because they let us spend so much time on Toradora.
Which is not always the case.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, dubbing, especially nowadays with like simul-dubs, they want you to go. It's like you'll do a take and they'll be like, that's good enough, that's fine, we'll move on. But with Toradora, it was NIS America's very first anime dub that they were doing, and they specifically were like, take as much time as you need and make it really good. So we had the luxury of like going back and watching through the scenes, and then our director Alex would be like, do you have any ideas? Like, do you want to try anything different for the lines? And it was such a it's the only time I've had it happen, and so it's like, it was so, and also Ami was like my first big, like main-ish character in anime, so I was like, yay. But then I feel the same way about An and Persona, because we've spent so much time with her, so it feels like I got the same experience in a way, just because I played her so much. And I feel like she's just me in anime form, so I go in and I'm like, that's what I would say, great, perfect.
For me, it's, I always answer this way, but my favorite is Chisato from Licorice Recoil because she's just a good person. She's a cinnamon roll. I want to be like Chisato, but I'm more like my second favorite character, who is Pomni from The Amazing Digital Circus.
Oh.
Small, anxious little being. That's me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And wait, second question.
And then my second one is for the two Danganronpa actors. So
Danganronpa, three Danganronpa.
Oh, so sorry. Danganronpa spoilers.
Cover your ears for spoilers.
Yeah, cover your ears if you're playing. How did you feel when your characters died?
How do you think we felt?
Betrayed!
Because I think most of you have played two characters, and some of those characters stayed alive. So compared to your characters that are still alive and your characters that are dead, how did you feel losing the two of them?
Mine just died. Yeah, the new one that came out. I'm the girl in the play that gets poisoned.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Sorry.
Not a spoiler-free panel.
The one from 2017?
Yeah.
The one that came out like this last year, right?
Oh.
Yeah, isn't it? Am I thinking of the wrong thing?
Do you mind?
I think I'm thinking of the wrong thing.
Well, I don't know.
I'm confused. Never mind.
I don't keep up with it. So I'm just blindly trusting you. Like, wow, great job. I feel, okay. I have to try and say this without spoiling things, but I might have been bragging to my husband about how good I was at surviving the games. And then And then, yeah, that's where that story ends.
What is the statute of limitations on like?
It's really old, but then sometimes, whenever I do a panel and Danganronpa comes up and I ask if people are about to play, people always raise their hand because it's just like people are still always getting
Okay,
into
who's
it.
about to play?
Is anyone about to play? See?
Okay, are you actually gonna play it though? Or
You should. Oh, okay, great. Okay, so you're almost done. How far in V3 are you? Okay. What, the first trial has happened?
Yeah.
Okay. You know.
I don't really, well, I guess I can't say anything if it's gonna relate to
just
that.
do vague. Just be vague.
I don't know how to be vague. It's a pool of blood.
Pink, bright pink blood.
Bright pink, it is bright
Yeah.
pink blood, so it's not so bad.
What were your emotions when you saw the blood?
Oh, I was literally like retching in that booth. It happened like, okay, I thought that scene was gonna go on, like, there's like, okay, the thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked in the script and like, there's like 30 more minutes? And the scene went on for very long, and I was crying and retching for very long.
I have a question. When you guys were recording, did they tell you that your character was gonna die?
No, they never tell you.
Yeah, it was like a surprise, and I was like, what?
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, but I was like recording the trial, and I stopped and I was like, hold on. And then they all laughed at me. And they were like, yeah. I was like, this is rude.
By the way,
By the way, you're dying this time.
Yeah. So, yeah.
My character who lives is great though.
I know, mine too.
She's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I also have two questions. First one is for Erika and Lizzie. What is your favorite lines from Genshin that you have done?
Ooh, you wanna go first? No, you go first. Okay. One of my favorite lines is Yenfei complaining about doing civil cases. She complains like, civil cases are the ones I dread the most. Divorces, custody disputes. It's a thankless task trying to unpack these cases with logic and reason. I'm like, girl, I feel you.
Yeah. One of my favorite Venti lines is one of his treasure chest lines. So, little context for those who don't play Genshin. Venti is the god Barbados, but he's like on Earth disguised as just a bard. And so most people don't know that he's Barbados. And so when you're playing as him and he opens a treasure chest, he goes, "Think Barbados!" Wait a minute. That's my favorite line. Thank you.
My second question is music related. What kind of music do you guys listen to, and like, what's your favorite band that you like to listen to?
Oh.
The hardest
I know, when you get hit with that one, you're like, what do I listen to?
Back when I was dating, I dreaded that question because I was like, I like all music.
Yeah.
I don't have favorites.
I'm like an overgrown emo child. I went through a major like pop punk emo phase.
We went to Lights concert together.
Oh yeah, we both love Lights. She was kind of in that scene, but kind of. I don't know. I love her though. But yeah, any emo bands. My favorite band forever was The Used. They still tour. I just love them. Taking Back Sunday, obviously. And can I just talk for a second?
Get on that soapbox.
Yes.
Again.
All of you people who are going to My Chemical Romance concerts now, you did not go to them in the early 2000s. Because we were there, okay? I was there, and I was a fan, and I loved it. And now everybody is like, oh, I love My Chemical Romance, what a throwback. And I'm like, you were there!
You're gatekeeping My Chemical Romance, Cassandra.
Well, I gotta pass because I wasn't allowed to attend.
I am gatekeeping, okay? It's a very special time in my life. I now have to share it with all these people in an arena. But it's fine. Yeah, I love music. Okay, bye.
Let me look at my most recent music downloads.
Right now, mine is covered in Elmo and Bluey. I have a 2-year-old. So I'm like, what do I listen to again? Encanto?
Did you guys ever listen to Poppy?
Yeah, Pete.
Yes.
I
love Poppy. So
Poppy's
like,
awesome.
if she ever comes here, it will be like
the broadest demographic of people in the audience ever.
Right, because her every CD is like a completely different vibe.
Yeah, so my favorite was when she went like kind of pop metal.
Oh yeah.
Because it almost had like a baby metal vibe.
Baby metal.
But it was mixed with like anime things and also like 60s music. I don't know, Poppy's amazing. And I love how she dresses. I wish I could like pull off her whole aesthetic.
I know.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, it's really
show
cool.
me.
She's like, she's like online, and the whole thing about her was like, people were like, is she being held hostage and forced to sing at the beginning? Because it was like, yeah, and there were like secret messages in her like happy sounding songs that were like, help.
Makes me think of, it's like Charu Pamu Pamu kind of thing, or no?
I don't know, maybe.
Not as pop sound.
No, okay.
I'm glad you.
I'm like into like singer-songwriter stuff. So like right now I like Olivia Dean. I don't know if anybody knows who that is. Back in the day, my favorite albums were like all the John Mayer albums, or I liked Hello Goodbye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I loved Hello Goodbye. That's like when I met my husband. That's like the soundtrack of our dating.
Aww.
So he recently got me the vinyl of it for Valentine's Day.
That's
Which was
so
really sweet.
cute.
That's cute. Okay, so my most recent full album obsession was the Has Been Hotel album. Oh yeah, I downloaded a Mean Girls song.
As it should be.
Yeah. I also love singer-songwriters. Rose Betts is one. Amy Cardi is another one. I've been really into kind of like shanties also.
Shanties. Like shanties?
Yeah, on TikTok there's a lot of people that do like cool,
Shanty talk?
kind of like pub sounding songs. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. There's been this one guy on TikTok that's been making a lot lately, and I'm like, nice.
I don't know if people
Yeah.
are still doing that. That's
Yeah. And then also like comedy songs like Tom Hardy I'm really into. So, he's funny. He's Australian. And
Like
he's-
Bo Burnham? No.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
I like a little bit of everything. Like I like Owl City, but I also like some stuff.
Owl
Like,
City,
yeah. AB Stuff, Queen. I don't know. I have to look at my.
I know.
I listen to a lot of Owl City.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you.
Is it the Fireflies?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
So my question was about, for any of you that may have insight for this, about younger male characters. A lot of them are mostly played by women. Is that something that like the directors are looking for, or a producer, or like what is possibly like an explanation?
Oh, I will tell you the why.
Yeah.
So like you guys go through a thing where your voice changes.
We don't do that.
Our voice
Yeah.
doesn't change.
Yeah. So then a lot of times if a guy tries to sound like a character before puberty, it's very difficult. So I don't know if any of you have ever tried after you've gone through puberty.
I've had to replace an older guy who was really trying to be an 8-year-old, and they were like, no.
You just can't sound it anymore.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's for continuity. Also, there's so if you cast like an actual 10-year-old, there's all this other stuff you have to do for the 10-year-old on set. You gotta get a set teacher and like this and that. So it's more expensive to hire a minor. You have to have a parent on set. But if you hire, an adult woman to voice them realistically, then we just show up and do the job.
Yeah.
You don't need a teacher.
And we can work for the full day.
Yeah.
Whereas a child can only work for a
couple
A
hours.
couple hours.
Yeah.
And also, kids get a lot more easily distracted.
Yeah.
It takes longer. to learn them.
I was recording on a movie called, I think it was called Penguin Highway, and I was like one of the only adult actors in that movie, and everyone else was kids. And whenever I would come in, they'd be like, oh, thank God. We're so glad you're here. We know that we'll get through the whole thing. The kids are so nice, and they're really good, but they'll do about 30 minutes, and then they'll be like, woo, like one running around the booth, and we'll be like, please come, please do a line, please.
I had to be the person in the booth with the kid, and I would give them the line read, and because they couldn't read.
Oh.
So I'd be like, so you like this? 1, 2, 3, go.
And then you do it for Charlie Brown. Is they had to like read it to them?
Yeah, you have to read it to them, and they just read it back to you.
Oh, that's cute. I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
So is it that there are just not that many males with higher registers? Is that?
I guess.
Yeah, just naturally because of the puberty shift.
Yeah.
So.
Also, like, honestly, if you guys, and I was doing this yesterday, because at the hotel I'm staying at, there's a lot of families with, like, 11-year-old boys, and I heard one like yell the other day, like, I'm sorry guys, but when you're like about to go through puberty, you sound almost like your mom. You do.
Well, yeah, kids, like, there isn't really a distinction between male and female voices, I feel like, until puberty happens, yeah.
Like,
Because if you close your eyes and you listen to kids, it's like,
Yeah. And guys also get like a scratchiness to their voice kind of before they go through, like right before they go through puberty. And like a lot of like women can just do that and sound like realistically like a boy about to go through puberty. Yeah, but we can stay there for years.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
No, it's bad. You guys covered it.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. But before you do lines, like, how do you prepare?
Oh, sometimes we don't have time to prepare.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's no time to prepare. Like when I was saying, like when we do video games or anime, we literally have to cold read everything.
Yeah.
We don't get the scripts ahead of time for those things. Original animation is different.
Yeah.
But yeah, we read it, we have a couple seconds to digest what it says and go.
Yeah, and for anime, they'll be like, okay, we're gonna watch this line, so you have to be processing, like reading the line that's gonna be in English, processing what's happening on screen with the lip flaps, and then they go through it, and then they immediately are like, okay, go. So you have to do it so fast. But I think all of us, we warm up before we get into the booth. Yeah, so we do like vocal warm-ups, like singing warm-ups, yeah.
Yeah, make sure you're hydrated.
Hydrated, yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm actually kind of amazed at us, because emotionally, like to fit that all in a couple seconds.
Honestly, this is why I love voice acting for my ADHD, because my brain is like, I want to constantly be like on ready to, so for me, the sight reading stuff is like, awesome, this is great.
Hello.
Hi.
I was wondering if you could do a voice impression of your favorite character from your favorite cartoon or anime.
From my favorite cartoon.
Like that we haven't played?
Yeah, like just your favorite character.
Oh, like anything?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, anything, it doesn't matter.
I have one. Okay. Didi, get out of my laboratory!
You guys go first.
Follow that.
Yeah, that was so good. I feel like that was amazing.
My name is Timmy Turner. Oh, please bring me a red bicycle. Thank you very much.
Oh, that was so good. God. Pikachu, use Thunderbolt!
Okay, so since I'm a baby, this is the song, la 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 la, Elmo song.
Yay!
Let me be myself. I have to be Elmo. Every day, mommy be Elmo. Mommy be Elmo. And then every day I'm like, what do you want?
Rocco is a rock!
Do you guys know that thing, the Rocco thing?
Yes,
That's my
favorite.
favorite. Oh, wait, what's his name?
Rocco is not a guy! Rocco is a rock! So Rocco is a rock!
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hi.
Hi. So my question is, since I'm taking my first step into being a voice actor,
Oh, yay!
are there any highs and lows you guys experience?
So many highs and lows.
Oh, that's all it is.
Yeah.
That's the whole career.
Yeah, I think know ahead of time that this is like, it's not like you go into the office and you're like, that was kind of boring today. No, it's like there'll be months at a time where you're like, I will never work again. Everyone hates me. I'm not getting anything. Oh my God. And then there'll be months where you're like, oh God, I got too much stuff. Everyone calm down, okay? You like me too much.
I don't know why they can't just spread it out.
It's like when you're in school and all the teachers decide to give a test on the exact same day. And I'm always like, did all the studios have a meeting? And they were like, let's all call their kids
Like
at the same time.
when I get back to LA next week, I'm like slammed until the next weekend. I was like, couldn't you guys have like spread it out a little bit?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of rejection. Not even rejection, it's a lot of being ghosted.
Yeah.
because studios don't have time to send 400 no thank you replies for every single audition that comes in.
I don't want 400.
No, I do not want, no,
I think that's worse, actually.
Yeah.
It is worse.
If I got a rejection for every single email or audition I sent, I would probably stop acting.
Yeah. There was one studio that for a while would send you an email if you didn't get the job, but it would be like a trick because they would like reply to the audition email and you'd be like, oh cool, I got it. And then you open it and it says, we just want to inform you that the producers have passed on your audition. But blah blah. And I'm like, I was having a good day. I didn't need to know this information.
Yeah.
I actually forgot that I even auditioned, but I just got an email telling me that my audition was not good enough.
Yeah.
So like, delete.
Yeah, that's the trick is to forget about your auditions.
Once it's
To
done,
just
just leave it.
have fun when you're auditioning, do your best, do something that makes you like, yeah, that feels good, and then forget about it.
Yeah, and then if it comes back, then wonderful.
Yeah, then
and if
you'll
it
be like-
doesn't, then I don't even remember.
A lot of times when I get cast, I'm like, cool. What was that again?
You have to look it up again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I did.
Yeah.
For me, like auditioning is just experimenting time, where I'm like, what can I do to make this interesting?
Yeah. So just know that it's normal to get in those. I think all of us have had times where we're like, should I make a mistake?
Yeah.
Did I pick the wrong career? Especially early on, because it's like hard to break in initially.
What I will say, like, do it now.
Yeah.
Do it while you have the passion and the drive and the interest to do it. Because I know a lot of people who, they graduate college and they're like, I wanted to be an actor, but I just got this degree, so now I have to get a real job. And then at 35, they're like, oh, I always wanted to be an actor. I'm gonna start now.
Yeah.
And you can start when you're 35. I know many people who have. However, it does get more difficult the older you get. Only because there's a lot of life things that happen in between. Like you might have gotten married, you might have had a kid, you bought a house somewhere that's not LA, but you want to move to LA. When you're younger, you just have more freedom to go where you want to go and do what you want to do, and you're not tied down. And there's not like life things holding you back.
That way of thinking was exactly why I decided to change my major to theater when I did.
I didn't even change my major.
Oh yeah, we were at the same college. Yeah. Well, we didn't know that until later either.
Yeah.
But I specifically told my parents, I was like, I would rather try and fail than wonder what if. When I'm, in like 20 years. And so I was like, if I try and like in 10 years it didn't work out, that's fine. I'll still be, I was like 19. I was like, I'll still be like plenty young. I can like figure out what I want to do. And then thankfully it did work out. So, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. So basically my question is, how did you guys start out in the voice acting industry?
Oh. You want to go first? You started first.
I did? Oh my god, guys.
You were acting first.
I guess. Okay. So, I grew up in Connecticut, and a long way from here. Oh, P.S. This is just one thing I want to say, since, you did open the door of just, what would you like to talk about on panels? And this is what I would like to say. In Connecticut, Hawaii is like very exotic and like no one ever gets to come here because it is so far away. And if anybody went to Hawaii, they're like, oh my god, you went to Hawaii. What was it like? Did you go to a luau? Was it amazing? So I always wanted to go to Hawaii, like growing up in Connecticut, and I never thought I'd be able to. So I'm like so thankful that I've been here twice.
Oh, yay!
Yeah. And like, okay, so that's just that. I just love being here and it's beautiful. In Connecticut, if you want to go to an island, you have to go to like the Bahamas or like Bermuda because it's closer. Yeah.
Bermuda?
That's closer? It's literally closer than going to Hawaii. But I was like, Hawaii is way cooler.
Spooky.
Anyway, I digress. Okay, so I grew up outside of New York City and I just like begged my parents. I was like, I want to be an actor, please. Can I have acting lessons? So they enrolled me in dance class and I took dance forever. It was close. But then like I got to take acting lessons in New York City and I got exposed to like the business in New York and this and that, and then I got an agent and I started going on auditions. I didn't book anything for a very, 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 very long time. But you know, when you're young, you're just like, cool, I'm auditioning and I'm living my dream. So I don't know, it just kind of happened organically from like dance class to doing local theater to like going into New York, getting involved in that, and then after college I booked Yu-Gi-Oh! Did anybody watch Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah! Okay! Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, so I was on Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, and that was like my first dip into anime, and it just kind of like snowballs from there. Want to talk about humble beginnings? My first voiceover job was like an English as a second language tape for children.
That's cool.
So, you know, like, sure, I could say like my first role was a lead in Yu-Gi-Oh, but it wasn't, you know, like even that it took many years to get to, so. Yeah, but I started off, you know, in dance class, local theater, taking acting class.
I guess, I don't know, my story's a little different, because like I didn't have this thing where like when I was a kid, I was like, I'm gonna be an actor. But I've always loved animation since I was a kid, and I kind of figured out how to dub when I was watching Rugrats when I was like 9 or something. I memorized all of the episodes, and then I would turn off the sound, and then I would do all the lines and lip sync to it.
Oh my gosh, you were training.
I was, but I didn't know what I was doing. So yeah, I've always loved animation and stuff, and I didn't think like, you know, I was very shy and like painfully shy. Like if I did this, then I would have like cried and run off the stage. Yeah. So I was like, I can't do that. Like I can't be an actor. So I was like, I'll draw it. So I had an art degree. So I was in art, and that's when, you know, we were in college at the same time. I was in the art department and she was in the theater program. But then I just kind of like decided, like I took voice lessons all of my life and I was very musically inclined, and I just decided I love using my voice and I love animation. Can I do something with this? Because I didn't want to have I couldn't see myself being a typical, like in my Filipino family, you be nurse, you be doctor, you be, you know, you feel me? So I just went against all of my mom's wishes and I'm like, I'm gonna do this. So I went in my closet and I practiced and practiced. I put myself online. And then when the moment happened, when I was able to get an audition, I was just ready. And that was Azusa from K-On! So that's how it happened for me. And then ever since then, I've just been voice acting the way that I've been now. Yeah. So yeah.
Really quick, because they're gonna kick us out.
Yeah.
So mine's very similar to yours. I also really never grew out of loving cartoons and video games and stuff, and I was like, maybe I'll make them. So I originally went to that college for computer science and graphic design, being like, maybe I'll make a video game. And then I hated computer science. And so I went to actually a convention as a fan. I went to Anime Expo, and there was an advertisement for a voice acting class with Tony Oliver. And I was like, that sounds cool, I'll do that.
I did that too.
Yeah, and so I took it, and at the time, if you sign up for those classes now, they sell out so fast. But at the time, it was just me and one other guy. For all 8 hours. So it was basically like a private lesson with Tony.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And at the end of it, he was like, hey, you should consider doing this, because I think you have some like talent. And I was like, okay. And then I changed my major to theater, and my parents were like, oh. What? And then here we are. Yay!
I'm gonna speed run this too.
Yeah.
Okay, I originally wanted to be an animator. Always loved cartoons.
Well,
then I realized I didn't have the brain to draw that much. And then I did theater in middle school and high school, and then I realized, oh wait, all the voices I hear in cartoons, those are actors. And I love animation, and I love acting. And then I had a hyper interest. And it never went away. It never went away. I went to college for theater, dropped out after a year and a half. Nice. Year and a half, 2 years. And then I went to do entertainment at the Disney parks for a while, and then I'm like, you know what? I want to actually do voiceover. Went through some personal stuff, and then I made the move to LA, and somehow it worked out.
Yeah.